What's going on, guys? This is Anthony with Angle of Attack RC coming to you with a video about my experiences with the Part 107 exam, which I took in February of 2026, and also kind of cover the differences I noticed with my study guides and the actual test I took. So with that being said, let's get on with the video. So I finally decided to go ahead and take the Part 107 exam and mid 2025. I am a recreational pilot. I enjoy flying. I've flown for 20 something years, mainly just RC airplanes. And then somewhat in 22, I got into drones a little bit, but again, only for recreational purposes. But when the FAA started to get more involved with regulations, I was starting to consider, okay, well, let me get my Part 107 so I can continue to fly recreationally outside of what they now call a FRIA. So the field that's near me, it's okay. There's some challenges with it, but it is what it is. We have a field, and I'm appreciative of it. But somewhere mid 2025, I decided, all right, I think I want to take my fun and turn it into possibly a career or a career path, part-time, whatever. So I decided to go ahead and take the Part 107. So what I ended up doing is I caught an actual sale from Drone Pro Academy. They had a promo going on for Black Friday. So I went ahead and jumped on it. I think it was $49. It was a non-refundable fee that they had going on, because I think the regular price is $149, which is fine. So I went ahead and bought it, and I actually purchased it, I want to say sometime in 23, or obviously November 23. That's when Black Friday goes on. But I didn't use it because I was fighting myself. Should I get a Part 107? Because if I do, all the signs pointed to now I have to put remote ID on all my planes I fly. I just didn't want to deal with it because, again, I was a recreational pilot. So what I ended up doing is not messing with it at all. And then when I finally, like I said, made the decision to go ahead and become a commercial pilot, I start to look at the program online. It was a great program. No complaints whatsoever. It does help you get through the testing. It gives you practice exams. It was actually pretty decent, not bad at all. So I went through that study guide, and then I also used ChatGPT to create my own study guide with things that were found obviously through ChatGPT online, and it helped also. But my thing when I started having issues really was with maps and with weather. Because I never really dove into sectional maps. So I did some research online and found a guy by the name of Mike Sykes, and that's his YouTube channel. I would highly suggest checking out Mike Sykes' YouTube channel if you plan on taking the Part 107 exam. Guy has great content. I learned a lot, and I actually learned everything I needed to learn through his YouTube videos for weather and sectional maps. And without his help, I think I would still been struggling a little bit. So I actually started studying for the Part 107 in October, and I had planned to take it by the end of November or December. But I ended up going on a little break during Thanksgiving, and then I stopped studying. And I studied for about 4 or 5 weeks. And then I stopped studying, and I was like, all right, I'll get back on it when I get back from my little break. But I didn't. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Kind of lost focus. I didn't even pick up any study guides, any books or anything like that. And just went on about my day until I want to say the last week of January. And I was like, I have got to take this test because I'm just procrastinating now at this point. What should I do? So what I ended up doing was forcing myself to just pay for it and putting a date on the test. That then forced me to go ahead and start studying again. So I gave myself 2 weeks. At the beginning of February, I went ahead and paid for the test and set a date and time, which is fairly easy. Not bad at all. You can go online, you find all the information you need to get there. FAA.org, go there. You can find all the information there. That you have to make an account on IARCA's website. It's also FAA related, but you have to have that number in order to schedule your testing, and all that. I believe is some of that stuff is covered through Mike Sykes' informational guides online. He also has a website where you can use his study guide. It's a pay to learn kind of deal, but I think it's well worth it. You'd have to go to his website. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in my descriptions. So go and check him out. Highly recommend. And it's well worth it. But if I didn't have I tell you this, if I didn't have the knowledge that I knew about RC aircraft anyway, I probably would have taken his course and paid for it, just because of the knowledge he had online from YouTube. But some people can memorize things very well. You may not need to. Just go check it as his YouTube channel. But the questions that arise aren't covered in some things, because there are short questions on the Part 107 test that will catch you up, and you might get screwed at the end of the day. So on the exam itself, there are 60 questions, and technically now 65. Before they give you the test, they ask you 5 questions, and they're just simple questions to make sure you have cognitive abilities, which, they're just like how many states in the U.S. It's just 5 simple questions you should be able to answer, and then you carry on with the test. You do they tell you 60 questions are actually graded in the testing part, and then the 5 that they give you at the end of the test are for future future tests that they're coming up with, that they're starting to put different questions in there for people. And then you finish those, and then you're done with the test. Well, they give you 2 hours. You don't necessarily have to take the whole 2 hours. You can finish it up pretty quickly if you're good at what you're doing there and you know your stuff. I finished mine less than an hour, and I wrapped up and left up out of it. I think it took me more time to get somebody's attention so I can get out of it than it did anything else. And they tell you online you can bring only a couple of things, which is a magnifying glass for the sectional book, or the Airman's Knowledge Testing Supplement for sport pilot, recreational, and remote pilot, and private pilots. You can also bring a calculator. When I got there, there was a calculator there, so I didn't need that, but I brought my own in anyway. And they take everything from you. No phones, no keys, no anything. They give you a locker you can put your stuff in. So what I took was my magnifying glass, a little Casio style calculator that I had, and that was it. I went inside and got set up, and then I went and took my exam, and like I said, I was done in less than an hour. Now, the one thing that really helped is you can go on the FAA website. They have everything you need to know under the Part 107 rules and regulations area. And then also I ended up getting this. This is one thing that Mike Sykes also encouraged me to get, because I wouldn't get this at first, because I'm like, for what? Because they provide it for you at the testing location when you take your test. So I was like, why don't I need it? But to be honest with you, this is what saved my butt when it came to learning maps, the sectional maps. So that helped out quite a bit, and I'm glad I purchased it. So yeah, I ended up only missing 4 questions, and there was about six questions that I had never seen before. So again, they're going to throw some questions in there that you probably would never see on all of the study guides out there. The one other thing too that got me ready for the test was the FAA does give you a sample tester for your phones. You download this app. I'll get the name and I'll leave the information down in the description. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that study guide also helped quite a bit because it got you ready. You can cover certain areas, let's say sectionals, weather, operations, so forth and so on. Or you could do a sample test and it'll, take you through it, grade you 60 questions, that's it. But they do have like 95 or 92 questions for one area. They have 60 questions for another area. They got, 20 something questions for another area, so forth and so on. And you can break them up into those little areas where you may have issues and really hammer on it. And then there were questions in that study guide that wasn't a part of some of the other stuff online that I had went through, like the Drone Pro Academy had. But they were great too. That's another option for people that may want to take that. And they also have a guarantee. If you pay the full price and not a promo, they will give you, I think, your money back for a second test if you do fail it after taking theirs. So just go online and take a look at it and see what they got going on. So with that being said, yeah, I got a 93%. If you procrastinate like I did, you'll never take the test. Study for a couple weeks, depending on your learning abilities. Study for a few weeks, take your time, and then figure out what you know, what you don't know, and then hammer on what you don't know so you can really get it, into your brain. And so, again, I was pretty surprised. I got a 93%. I took a lot of Mike Sykes' recommendations and his ways of learning, the way he teaches on his website, or on his YouTube channel. It really forces you to think like, hey, if you think about the question and then you look at the answers, usually they'll give you a little bit of a hint in the answers themselves to kind of eliminate what's not correct, and then you can make a decision there. And I think that's how I got away with some of those questions that I didn't know, because I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this question before, but I did pretty good. I got a 93%. I'm not complaining. I wasn't expecting it 100%, but I'm glad I went ahead and went through with taking the test. So I hope this gives you guys a little bit of an encouragement to go ahead and do it. Again, I did it because I wanted to go commercially and at this point, and not just recreational. I'm glad I did. So, for you guys out there that are needing that push, hopefully this will get you past that line. Just make sure you go on the FAA website, look at all the Part 107 regulations and rules that's out there, because 2026 now is a little different. Oh, one more thing before I go. The test itself, the difference to me once I got in there, you didn't need this book anymore. It actually had the photos and figures and pictures and that you needed for sectional maps right there on the test. The only thing you may need it for is the sectional aeronautical charts. This page, that right there is what you'll probably end up needing mostly this book for, which they'll again give it to you when you go take the test. But yeah, that's really it. You'll have that information there, so you can look up whatever icon you need to look up from memory to help you through the test. That's really it. Hope you guys get out there. Let me know how you did on your test, if you take it, and what encouraged you to go ahead and do it. And if you checked out Mike Sykes' site, let me know what you thought about it. I thought it was great. And also the Drone Pro Academy, if you check those guys out. Hope to hear from you guys in the comment section. I wish you much luck on the Part 107 exam. And yeah, please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.